Game number 1 in our first quarterfinal here at the 4th and last qualifier for Division S of Heroes launch. Nothing Left goes up against Last Moment. Personally, I expected Rising Gaming to actually make it into the quarterfinal. Gotta be honest here. Last Moment wasn't quite on my radar, but they just took out Rising Gaming and therefore they make it into this match against Nothing Left. So I am personally pretty interested to see what exactly Last Moment can pull off here, but the favorite in this series is still Nothing Left. And apparently they are still hurting from that second map against Out of the Box in the previous series and are banning out Samuro right away. None of those shenanigans. Brax's holdout has also been chosen by Last Moment, and Blakitney in particular wasn't really happy when that map was chosen. He was just like, God, not that map again. So, not a fan apparently. Not a fan. We'll see if Nothing Left is going to be able to take this one. But again, they come into this as the favorite. They only played one qualifier so far. This is the second qualifier that they played. There was also a question a bit earlier, what's happening with Mopsio? Ooh, wow, Probius banned out. I can only assume that they looked at the draft of the previous series and there was something along those lines happening. That at least looks a bit like you're banning out heroes that are either just a bit of a meme or they are targeting specific priority picks from your opponent. Either way, Mopsio not part of Nothing Left anymore. Apparently he doesn't have the time or leisure for heroes in any kind of league setup as far as I know, but outside of the speculation, at the end of the day, he's not part of Nothing Left. Zadoon is playing instead on the tank line, picking a Nuburak here on the first pick. And we have Sylvanas and Tyrande on the other side. Sylvanas on Braxis, so trying to push aggressively with a Zerg wave, maybe even with the boss here. Sylvanas herself these days is obviously also able to put a bit more damage out. Question still remains, how exactly Nothing Left is going to play this now. Oftentimes when you have an Nuburak picked, Malfurion is the next choice, and yep, that's what we have right there. Tyrande is not available, so if you want to have a stun follow-up after Nuburak engages, Malfurion is a pretty good choice with the root, and that's what we have in this case. Plus Tracer for DAB. And yeah, Tracer with DAB, that is a match made in heaven, as we found out in the game against Out of the Box on Tomb of the Spider Queen. DAB had a lot of fun there, let's just put it like that. And they're going to try and play an aggressive style here once again against Last Moment to probably pressure them from the get-go. Wave clear is of course another factor of what is important here. Nothing Left so far has pretty much said we don't need to clear waves if we just clear heroes instead, so they're just trying to drop all of that. But, well, Last Moment trying to get something out there. Also, Garrosh gets banned out, which means that a Nuburak has a bit of an easier time engaging. The problem if you go with a Nuburak up against Garrosh is whenever you go in for a burrow charge and Garrosh is there, he simply throws you out and you have no escape left. You are just dead in the water. And so a Nuburak has to play a very different style, a lot more careful, and can't really engage as heavily as he wants to. So there's a pretty cool ban to allow Zadoon to be more aggressive on a Nuburak and doesn't allow any shutdown from Last Moment. But Last Moment with the Stitches and Tyrande comp now, so they're trying for hook into a stun, and with Greymane we could see go for the throat against Tracer, but there's also the chance that with that setup that they're running here, they're going into the Cursed Bullet and try to blow up whatever target they hit with the hooks. It's a tricky setup, or at least it can be a tricky setup for them though. So we'll see how that works out in the sense of, do they get the hooks, do they get the follow-up from Tyrande, is the coordination really there? And Nothing Left in the meantime goes for a triple frontline, only running DAB really as the damage dealer, with Blakitney now on the Haka and Urel also in the mix. So Poryboss and Zadoon on Urel and Nuburak can really jump in together, and they still have the Haka as a possible global on the map to rotate into these fights and take a quick kill there too. So pretty sweet setup actually for Nothing Left, a bit melee heavy obviously. But Last Moment, what are going to throw onto the offlane? Imperious. We've seen him in the main tank role, we've seen him in the offlane. The lunge is fantastic. Good setup with a lot of stuns, can follow up on Stitches on Tyrande too, can set up for Tyrande. So we're heading into our first game. Brax's holdout, Nothing Left. They face off against Last Moment. Last Moment, they took down Rising Gaming. Can they take down Nothing Left? That's the big question here. Let's jump in. Game number 1 in our quarterfinal gives us nothing left against Last Moment on Abraxas. And to the left side, nothing left with Podibos on Urel, Zadoon on Anubarak, DAB on Tracer, Linked on Malfurion, and Blick Kidney on Dehaka. On the right side of the map, Last Moment just took out Rising Gaming with Elta on Tyrande, Edgar on Sylvanas, Omer on Imperius. We have Lutze on Greymane and David on Stitches. I have no idea what to expect from these guys. I honestly have no clue. So I'm really intrigued to see if they can hold a candle to nothing left. Let's be honest here, they go up, it's a pretty tall order for them. They go up against a very strong opponent who has proven not only in HGC, with small adjustments of course to the lineup, but also in this tournament so far that they are here to win. I mean, these guys are aggressive, they're well coordinated, they know the game, and they have a ton of experience. And it is going to be incredibly difficult for Last Moment to make a dent into this. But if they can deliver, that would be kind of fantastic. I talked about this a bit earlier, and the big problem that we have for Nothing Left is that they missed 2 qualifiers. So a lot of teams were able to get points in the qualifiers by participating and making it into the later stages. Not so much for Nothing Left, so they are in a setup where, with a bit of an upset, it could happen that they don't make it into Division S, so they have to really throw everything on the line here. But what is Tyrande doing there? Sorry, Sylvanas, she's actually able to get away, but she was really far out. If that drag connects, and she is dead in the water, and wow, the triple stun! And Imperius is nearly falling, but not quite dead yet. Makes it out, but already a bit of a panic moment here. I mean, this was a slightly chaotic setup that we saw. It worked out in the end for Last Moment, but definitely a little bit of a chaotic fight for sure. Nothing left with the setup here. Now down to the bottom of the map with 3 heroes currently, so they're running a 3-2 setup, leaving Blick Kidney alone to roam again and trying to interrupt as the camp is about to be taken by Last Moment. So they are starting to be very aggressive, making these rotations happen to interrupt any kind of flow and rhythm that Last Moment could build up. No momentum whatsoever. The lunge, the stun, and Zadoon is learning a little bit of a lesson here. Do not face check bushes. There's a fantastic video out there with 2 former HGC commentators and Dehaka. Greymane, by the way, falls as an answer down to the bottom. DAB sees the kill against the Nubarak and says, well, if you can kill him, I can do similar stuff too. Lunge just barely misses, but DAB is dead. Last Moment is getting the 2nd kill here. Alright, noted. Don't underestimate these guys. David is getting the hit, gets the dragon. Ooh, bad times to be Stitches. So much playtime. He wants to play, but he might not be ready for this game. Edgar still dodging around there, not getting dragged either. Top lane, by the way, Imperius still fighting. Omer wants to get that connect. Dehaka at the bottom of the map right now, still waiting in the bushes. Both of the teams on level 4. Once again, the engage from Anubarak, and they go in for Tyrande, and that is a dead green-haired lady right there. And it could also be the end of David, and barely. I mean, again, DAB is towing the line here, right? I mean, he goes in, he goes deep, he gets the bomb connected, but it's not enough damage yet. They are, on the other hand, in control of both of the beacons now, and still starting to rotate topside to wait for Imperius to walk out a bit too far. Podibos is saying, like, boys, I got this, go back down and fight. Already linked, trying to delay the engage onto the beacon a bit. But here comes Anubarak. Anubarak from the side. They have Edgar and Elta, the 2 low HP heroes here. Lutz himself on Greybane, of course. Not really too hit point heavy either, if that attack connects. But talking about connecting attacks, Zadoon with a reaction here. Well done by him. That was a close call too. Could have been the end of the Anubarak again. Good hook and good follow-up. I'm liking what Last Moment throws out here. Good coordination from them, actually. Locking that in just seconds later, but here comes the attack and the kill against Greymane. Great play by Nothing Left. Well coordinated. Good setup. Anubarak dives in. The root is there, and then DAB says, thank you very much. and is able to grant them the kill. 3 kills against 2 now. Both of the teams on level 6 in this first game, but again Zadoon with the attempt to go in. Edgar able to dodge out. The hook on the other hand against Zadoon, and that's the beetle down. I love this. This is actually really, really awesome. A lot of aggression here from last moment. They are not intimidated at all, at least it doesn't seem like it. They get the damage in, they get those hooks in, and look at these follow-ups from Elta. Every time the hook is there, the stun is too. They're trying to get the kill. Urel falls at the top lane as we see Lutzer rotating in and helping out Imperius. So now Urel is dead. 4 kills against 3, 7 in total. And we all of a sudden have last moment saying, guys, we're here to win. We're not here to just get wrecked by you. Yeah, you might be the favorite in this series, but we are definitely still fighting this. And look at that! Blake Kidney gets actually baited out. The feint didn't work, but DAB still delivers. The burrow hits too early. David holds the hook back, doesn't fall for that little trick, waits it out, gets it in, bam, the stun, but not enough damage for the kill. But DAB in the meantime just punishes the backline and says, hey, if I get an opening, I'm taking it. Great game so far. These guys are doing well. The red team definitely bringing the fight here. Once again, the setup is ready up to the top lane in 2 versus 1 now. Then we have Blake Kidney with Poribos starting the fight down here. Elta! Oh, the bomb of DAB nearly taking Tyrande down, but not quite working out here. Celestial Attunement again, getting the cleanse in against the roots, against the stuns, and against the drag. Poribos again on the move back, but we have the first Zerg wave. 100% up at the top lane are barreling through right now, and they have to defend. The rotation at the bottom of the map, that's a different story though. They start going in for those Guardians. Drop them quickly. Omer himself already ran into Urel on the rotation to the bottom. And so far, things are still evening out pretty nicely. I mean, there's a bit more damage up at the top, at the wall, especially, of course, one of the towers, and the gate has already fallen. But the Haga can only do so much here. Can't really engage into this. It's just too damage heavy. At the bottom of the map, after the wave got defended against, though, these 4 heroes can't really do too much. I mean, they can do a bit of damage here and try and drop at least one of the towers, but the rotation of the remaining players is already there. And talking about the rotation, good root from Linked on the ground again. Hook so far, not coming through. DAB is there, has to face off against Greymane. The hook, the stun, but nobody connects those. 5 versus 4 here. Value for the Haga top side, but down at the bottom of the map, Urel falls just as the Haga comes in with a global. And he is getting the drag in, but again, Tyrande is there. There's just no problem. I mean, that hurt. Edgar again gets away on the Sylvanas. DAB's looking for the kills. 5 kills against 4. Both of the teams dead even in experience. I love this game. This is awesome. I have never heard of Last Moment. Like, these players, I have never heard of any of them. I gotta admit here. I haven't seen them in Heroes Lounge. I haven't seen them anywhere else. I have not paid attention to their team in the previous qualifiers either. But now they're sitting here with level 10 versus nothing left on eye level, and this is absolutely awesome. Wrath of Angeris taken off for Imperius. So he again specs into his second job as a delivery boy, trying to deliver those kills into the hands of his team. Poribos at the top, barely getting out of this, as we have another rotation happening. And this is just awesome. This is an awesome game so far. It is a worthy quarterfinal that we're currently watching here. Really fun. Let's quickly have a look at the damage. I mean, 27,000 damage on Tracer. And again, DAB has been putting the work in. He got a kill earlier. But again, he's under a lot of pressure here the entire time too. Edgar once again dropping. Blake Kidney also. Burrow is there just barely. Putrid Bile already used as we have Link popping the Tranquility to keep the team in play. And they're moving away from this once again. Big commitment on both sides. A lot of ults blown, but still isolation and Cocoon ready for nothing left. They can use that in the next fight whenever they want to force that. The hooks come out. The hooks come out at this point. But here, once again, in the back line, getting the bomb in against Edgar. Has to move away. DAB is low, but it's going to get that heal soon. Sylvanas, on the other hand, is also in trouble just from the hit point bar. Kidney himself low, but here comes the Cocoon as they're going for it. They drag against Imperius, and Imperius gets taken down, gets dominated here. A bit too cocky, and they're punished by DAB, and DAB is on a punish train right now. He is on his best hero, and he is delivering. The damage is there. Podibos comes in from the side, is trying to deliver another kill. Here comes the drag against Stitches, moves around the stun. Tyrande comes in too. Everybody just fighting up here at the top, but again we have the Web Weaver wave. 1 by nothing left. And Web Weaver waves are a little bit nasty, but I was more so aiming for the Zerg wave. I mean, both are waves technically, but those Zerg waves are a little bit more brutal to deal with. Problematic of course, that they only spawn on one lane. Just imagine that spawning on every lane if you win it. So yeah, wrong map, similar objective, not quite. Pushes the lane, in that sense it's similar. But as we see, the defense is ready. Top lane, on the other hand, that's where we're having Dehaka defending against the one at the top side. But this time, the fort here is very likely to fall. Portiboss, on the other hand, wow, the ult. Last moment here, the connect attempt against Greymane, and the isolation of Kidney hits. But Lutz still dodges him out. But as we see, Wrath of Rangiris in the backline, Portiboss gets taken out. Damn! Great play here by Imperius, but he himself falls now. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of nothing left. If they are pushing it forward, a 1-for-3. It's a triple, baby. They go for the quad. They want David as well. They get the stun in. They get the damage in. He has the bomb, and that is finally the blow against Stitches that takes him down. Level 13 in the hands of nothing left. 9 kills against 3. They're starting to gain some momentum here. But what a fantastic performance here by Last Moment as well. These guys are coming full out of left field, and they are definitely showing Last Moment that you can't underestimate them at all. But the fort of the bot lane has now fallen thanks to the push. We're seeing the move up to the top, where the fountain at least is eliminated, so no more sustain on the lane for Last Moment. And well, it might be the last moment for them in this series, to be honest. I mean, this is only game number 1, but this is the last chance here. You need to win the tournament if you want to make it into Division S from their perspective, and they're currently doing whatever they can, but they're up against a tough opponent, and nothing left is doing everything they can to qualify for Division S here. Podibos again at the bot lane, trying to also interrupt the rotation for a bit longer. Slows it down, but Greymane is there. It's going to catch that experience. And this is probably what I like the most. I mean, you look at the experience right now. And minion experience is actually in favor of nothing left, as you would expect. But just in general, the rotations that we're seeing from Last Moment is really, really good. It's great rotations that they have. They always react very, very well to what nothing left is doing. But of course, the scales are now starting to tilt a bit in favor of the blue team. Passive experience is increasing for them through the deny on the fort. But I love these aggressive moves here, and Zadoon is reacting really well to all those hooks and immediately Burrow charges away, and he needs to because those stuns from Tyrande are closing in. Big aggression at the top lane now. Good isolation again. Here comes the lunge. Doesn't get anything out of that, but the hook against Kidney puts him into trouble. The immediate engage by Nubarak, on the other hand, puts the pressure onto Omer again. Imperius is low, but he's not the only one. Zadoon himself is dead. Goes down, and Kidney is about to fall too. The entire front line is in trouble as nothing left is losing too. And Nubarak and Urel are dead, and Link gets hooked and taken out. And another lunge, the connect, and oh my god, nothing left. They have nothing left. It's a 5-man team wipe as they lose everything, and they lose their fort at the top lane too. 15 versus 15 any second. The pressure at the bottom of the map at least coming in. That's what we're seeing from that camp and from the catapult here. But the boss is of course immediately getting attacked, and Last Moment is just absolutely pulling off a 6.5 out of 10 moment right here. The comeback potential is real as they are going for full team wipe and have the boss on the map, go for the objective, and they're starting to defend the bot lane with the help of Greymane. What an absolute sick move here from Last Moment, and nothing left all of a sudden has to face reality that they are starting to fall a bit behind in this game. Right now, Last moment is ahead. Ahead in kills. They're taking the pressure at the bottom of the map right now. They're going for the objective. And this is the moment where you have to be careful. Last moment is starting to go in. They're going for another kill. Polyboss jumps out, shows the respect. That last moment definitely earned. And here's the pressure at the bottom of the map. And this is very likely going to be fort number 2. They're going in. Sylvanas, of course, is enhancing that push even more, obviously. She's doing fantastic here whenever they gain the momentum. Sylvanas always a hero that makes you win harder when you're ahead. And right now, last moment, have taken the lead. It's a small lead, but they have it. Top lane, Dehaka is trying to at least even out the structure count. Goes for the remaining fort, but at the bottom of the map, with the help of Sylvanas, the push just continues. They're trying to get another hook connected. That didn't work out, but down here, they are making the play for the keep itself now. Already, though, Tracer snuck in and is getting the objective for the team. Nobody's rotating away. They want to have that keep. Last moment is saying, guys, as long as we are ahead, let's make sure that we're getting this here. Dehaka comes in from the side. They're already trying to get the isolation. They get against Stitches. Immediately the Cocoon follows it up as well. Tranquility on the ground. And Tracer in the backline against Sylvanas, trying to get the kill here, but Edgar's still alive. The keep is down. The objective nearly won on the other hand. 4-0 left. But Edgar is already moving away, trying to stop the train for now 88% against 12. And, well, it's still a 5 versus 5. And in comes Blickitney. But the keep at the bot lane is down, and that's a big problem. Nothing left. They've lost the first keep here. And again, they start to take the objective. Imperius is moving topside, but he's too late. It is 100% against 12. And that's the moment when nothing left can now try and push this aggressively. They go to the top lane. They've taken the camp at the bottom of the map too. They have still some catapults spawning, but they have to deal with this wave now too. Blickitney is there. He's there on the Arca. He's trying to push this out. He's trying to make sure that nothing attacks that core. But at the top lane, this is where nothing left now needs to start and push this in. They need to try and get a keep as well. Maybe even more. The plays from last moment so far, they were absolutely fantastic. But this is the moment of truth now. Can they hold against the aggression here? They got the wave clear. They got Sylvanas. They got Greymane. Dehaka will burrow in at some point. He's already looking at it. And this is where nothing left is trying to make the play. Dehaka comes in, and at the same time, they're focusing onto the keep. Everything is homing in on it. DAB is looking for the kill. He's looking for Sylvanas once again, but he doesn't get it. Sylvanas still in play. The keep is down, and nothing left moves away from this. What a game here. What a game. Sick City right there. Even game now. A little bit of an experience lead for nothing left. But in terms of structures, it's an even game. And this is only game number 1. This is only game number 1 right now. 17 versus 17. Camps taken all over the map. Next objective, of course, anticipated by both. Sylvanas is sitting at 180 stacks on her level 1, by the way. 180 stacks so far for Sylvanas. Greymane, 15 stacks for his level 7. Going into the Wizened Duelist here. All about the damage for them. And they get the hook against, wow, against the Nubarak, but he survives. And Nubarak survives for now. Sylvanas with 67,000 damage, by the way. Same damage numbers as we're seeing from Tracer here. And Dehaka the global. I mean, this is one of the biggest advantages that at this point Nothing Left has. They have a global. And they are running that global the entire time. I mean, it's one of their biggest assets. It helps them to deep push against all of these waves that we've seen earlier. David needs to be careful. Can't move too far out. It's a trap, baby. And that trap is connecting. And the lockdown is there. David is about to fall and keeps himself alive. He keeps himself alive with the Devour. Cocoon had to be used, and also the Tranquility just to play it safe. They're going for the camp, but unbelievable. Stitches actually survives this. Again, Blickitney threatening the drag. And there's the camp stolen away. Boss is still on the map. Oh, the long distance hook. And even with all the pressure of the late game, the connects or the attempted connects with Tyrande are still there. 19 versus 18. The experience lead through the Haka. It's so crucial at this point. It is so crucial right now that you have that early level 20. And that's what they're looking for. Look at the minion difference. 6,000 experience difference in minions. That's what we're currently seeing here. And that is mainly through the Haka. And the Haka is already at the top of the map again. Down here, the 5-man. the Haka needs to be ready to burrow down whenever there is a threat against him. Catapults are now moving in through the top lane. At some point, Nothing Left will get an advantage through that. And Last Moment has to react to it. But not right now. Not right now at this point. There's the catapults moving in. And eventually, again, the rotation has to be there. And Greyman is already making it. And the rest of the team is starting to eye on the beacon towards the top side. Yeah, another camp taken down here. Podipos, the one who has the easiest survivability chances, takes the bottom. They try and take the lead. And they get 4 points. 4 points, 4%. It's not enough. Greyman with the defense now. And here comes Urel, trying to set something up. Omer is there. Moves away. Ooh, but they zone them. Look at the 20 now. This is the big problem. This is the Haka effect right there. You have level 20, now you can't fight. And how do you play? Do you just try and rotate onto the beacon and interrupt it and buy yourself enough time to get level 20 talents as well? But this is the tricky part now. Last Moment is just a little bit behind. It's a tricky spot though to be in. And it looks like they're giving it up. They're not making that play. They're not risking it. They're saying, we can't. If we rotate in right now, we're in trouble. And now that the beacons are taken, we're having the play for boss. Nothing left. They take everything they can. They have such a small and tiny lead, but they want it all. And here comes the rotation. Even without the level 20 talent, Last Moment says we have to fight this. Arrow comes in, doesn't hit anything. A bit too early. They try to make the play, and here comes the fight. And this is like going to be the last one. Cocoon already on Stitches. Here comes Wrath of Angeris, but the boss is taken by Nothing Left, and they get the kills too. The Haka takes Tyrande down. They take Imperius down. They take Stitches down. Everybody dead. It's a triple kill. 2 survivors. Lutz already on the run, down at the bottom of the map. The keep is gone. Top keep is not going to survive either if this pushes through, but who cares, because the bottom of the map, that's where the action is now. This is where we have them moving in, and this is going to be game. Fantastic play by Last Moment, but it's Nothing Left who wins Brax's holdout. They take the map, they take the lead in the quarterfinal of the qualifier. Game number 2, everyone. Volskaya Foundry is the map. Nothing Left going up against Last Moment. And well, this could very well be the last moment of the red team, quite literally. Nothing Left has the lead in the series, so, well, for Last Moment to make it into Division S, they have to win 2 in a row now. But Nothing Left with Volskaya Foundry is, of course, going to be very eager to make this a quick 2-0 and not even having to play a third map. That is the deal here. So, right now, map choice again went to Last Moment. This is their map, and my question is, how is Nothing Left gonna react here? Because this is now a setup where, well, Last Moment is potentially trying to play a similar strategy again. Some of the players, at least Twitch has said, they are a little bit heavy on certain heroes. David, for example, is supposed to be a player that focuses very heavily on Stitches. So if that's the case, a ban against Stitches might actually change things up a bit and make it more difficult for them. As kind of expected, the Tracer ban comes out, and you can't blame them here. Volskaya Foundry is a good map for Tracer, and DAB, whenever he gets the hero, has a massive, massive impact on the game, as we could just witness firsthand on Brax's holdout. But we have that ban against Sylvanas. And again, Sylvanas is a hero. There's the Stitches ban. Okay, I love this. This is going to be great. I want to see how the adjustment comes through now. But, so the Stitches ban against David, because he likes to play Stitches a lot, homes in on that hero very heavily, and the team played extremely well around Stitches. So now they have to go for very different playstyles. The Stitches isn't available, and have to showcase that they have more strategy than only that. And on top of it too, you have Sylvanas banned out, and Sylvanas is again a hero that benefits from you taking a lead in the game and really propelling this forward. Ana banned as well.
None shall flee my grasp.
Not quite sure about that Ana ban, because again, you let Maiev through, and Maiev is a hero that leftovers in HGC, and now Nothing Left played to, like, whenever they could. And Blake Kidney had already a few games here just recently where he absolutely destroyed So giving them Maiev here, I'm not quite certain if that wasn't a huge mistake. And I don't really think the threat of Ana was that great. Li Ming and Garrosh, the immediate picks that we're now seeing on the side of Last Moment. Great heroes for sure. Also, in case there is actually a commitment to an Uberak again, Li Ming could burn down the cocoon very, very quickly. It's one of the reasons why Li Ming oftentimes gets picked against an Uberak that quickly. So now there's Tyrande, there's an Uberak, so once the cocoon engage comes, Li Ming has a chance with its disintegrate to burn it down very, very fast. But still, that setup alone already, a Nubarak, Maiev, and Tyrande. I'm like, oh boy, that is spelling trouble. Burst damage is something that you want with this. Are we going to see a Jaina on their end? Is Jaina going to be banned out? Orphea is still around here. You don't even have to go for those heroes. You can just deviate away from that a bit. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Missing the ban on top of that now too. Okay, yeah, Last Moment with a couple of slip-ups at this point. Not banning anything out. That's unfortunate. And yeah, what are we going to see from Nothing Left? What are they banning out against this? Fair enough. Apparently people decided that we don't need a third ban here. Okay. Or that was just a fair play moment from Nothing Left. That could also be the case. I mean, again, we're not seeing any of the chat here, so I'm not quite sure why exactly the third bans didn't come through, but it could be one of those things where it's just like, well, they didn't get their ban, alright, let's let the ban go through and go for fair play. I guess we're gonna find out if there's a trouble in the draft right now. Nope, seems fine. Rhaegar and Blaze both picked. Blaze on this map gets a bit of added value because, I mean, all what you're trying to do is to have access to the control point for as long as you possibly can. And Blaze with the bunker helps with that a lot. The sustain that you get through him is great. And you have the stun, of course, too, that you get through the jet propulsion. That alone is worth a lot. Last two picks. We need the burst damage. We need some additional damage from Nothing Left, and that brings us straight to DAB. And DAB, is he gonna get... Ooh, Hanzo and Rexa. Podibos gets his Rexa. He loves that hero, and he likes to play him quite a bit. And this is a map where we can actually get some Rexa value. So we have Rexa and we have Hanzo for DAB. There's a lot of stuns that are coming through with this. I mean, Hanzo's arrow, you have Tyrande with the stun, Hunter's Mark, and Nubarak with the setup for all of this. And then Rexa, even with Misha, stunning the opponent through and having some fun at the top lane here. Alright. We're going into game number 2 as we have Genji on the last pick for Last Moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Last Moment's last chance to force a game 3 here and potentially win the series against Nothing Left as we head into Volskaya Foundry. Game number 2, Nothing Left on the left side with Misha, played by Podibos. We have DAB on Hanzo for Nothing Left, Zadoon with a Nubarak, again linked on Tyrande for the follow-up this time, and Blake Kidney on his Maiev. And on the right side of the map, Last Moment with Elta on Rhaegar, Edgar on Genji, Omer on Blaze, Lutze on Li Ming, and David on Garrosh. And I gotta say, it is a crying shame that this team has apparently not played any previous qualifiers. So from what I heard during the break, they participate for the first time in the Division S qualifiers. And I actually think that's pretty sad, because I believe if they would have participated in all 4 of them, there's a decent chance they could have made it into Division S by accumulating enough points. Great performance by them today here. And yeah, I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out for them in the end, but of course now they have to fight for their life here. Level 1, the Bird of Prey. So often, a bit of wave clear, Nisha's momentum taken for Maiev. And this is a setup where, well, especially Last Moment have to prove that outside of the setup with Stitches, they can play with the Garrosh composition as well. That's pretty much the test here for them. And they're trying to be aggressive here from the beginning, which I like a lot. I mean, of course, you have to show respect to your opponent, but at the same time, if you're getting intimidated by the names that you're facing off against, then you're already in for a pretty bad game. And it is about item control here. We are talking a lot about this map in particular when 1 minute into the game the camps are starting, and normally what you're trying to do is you're grabbing your turret as quickly as you can, because if you pick the turrets this early, it pretty much means that during the first objective phase the camps come online again and you have access to a second item that you can grab. The one thing that you have to do during all of this is you have to kind of make sure that nobody is attacking the healing beacon up at the top, because there's still a variation where you let your opponent take the turret camp. You don't grab your own, but instead you're rotating very quickly towards the mech over here, and you take the healing beacon first and then rotate bottom left or right and take your own turret. So that play hasn't really been made here, and oftentimes it gets sniffed out early and then you can't really do it. But for now, we're still having both of the teams with very early commitments to their own turrets, so we will see that second turn drop during the second phase. And now the play up at the top. Animal husbandry. This is one of the talents that especially Podibos loves to play around, because he feels this is something that can allow him to get a massive, massive hit point pool. And we're going to find out how much he is going to get with that. Edgar now down here at the bottom of the map, already about to go down. He needs to be really careful with this. Now again, looking towards the bot lane, we're currently having Podibos here with roughly 2,100 hit points. So we're going to keep our eyes on the hit point pool here for Rexa. So again, this is going to be a pretty big setup in the late game if he can actually stay alive. So Podibos loves to play around that, and the question just simply is, can he properly do that? But normally, let's just put it like this, he's pretty good with it. But again, so far he hasn't died, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. Going to keep that open for a little bit so you guys can double check with it too. And as we're looking at the stats and also the first objective on the map. And David is already straight on the point. We're having Li Ming now at the bottom of the map. We have a slight adjustment for Genji too, going into the Shuriken Mastery on level 6. So starting to get his stacks together for this one. Same time now, the commitment with already elite in experience for nothing left. They're already sitting in a decent spot here. And still with Maiev at the top lane. Genji goes in deep, dodges all of the stuns, and the control is about to be taken by last moment. But Blaze had to rotate topside now, because Blikitne is starting to escort that camp into the turrets, and you can't just simply let that slide. Bottom of the map, Podibos gets another wave for his team. This experience is going to be lost to last moment. And with that, we have an early level 7 in the hands of nothing left that they immediately use to get the access on the point here. So once again, the experience just showcased for nothing left. They know exactly how to play this. They know exactly how to run this and how to get the experience lead through simply escorting more minion waves into the turrets of your opponent, slowing them down while they rotate to that spot and lose a minion here, a minion there. The Dragon Hunger's now taken as well. Bit of an adjustment here for sure on the side of DAB, trying to get that extra 20% spell power here in an ideal scenario. That said, also, still good hit points on the side of Rexa. I'm really curious to see how long this game goes and if he's able to stay alive for this. But also, this is still the first objective, and so far nothing left have a massive lead here, 85%. But the big fight as all of the turrets are getting dropped, the healing beacon as well, that nothing left grabbed a bit earlier. They're looking strong here. Misha with a stun set up against Omea, and that's the end of Blaze. Darts through, gets the stun against Maiev, but that's just not enough. Blikitne is about to fall though, but they get the kill against Edgar and make it a 2-for-1. Elta also on the run here as Rhaegar barely survives, but the first protector has been taken. And now with more than a level lead in game 2, nothing left is ready to push through the mid lane, to prepare the top lane, and Misha is already at the bottom of the map active again. And with them splitting on 3 lanes, you can see the problem here, because this is even more experience that is not going to end up in the hands of last moment. They're losing, or about to lose, the fort in the mid lane if they're not careful, and there's level 10. Level 10 is ready, and with level 10 being available, now we are seeing, amongst other things, Unleash the Boars. So more teamfight control for them. Yeah, here comes the arrow, and Garrosh goes down. Long distance arrow from DAB. They don't prep the top lane here, but they're going for more kills, and as they are homing in on Omea with Blaze, it looks like we're going to see at least a second kill delivered And yep, that's the end of the offlaner. Blaze is down. The level 10 ability is giving a massive lead over to nothing left. And they are now more than 2 levels ahead of their opponent. 3,100 HP now on the side of Rexa, and that trend is continuing here. We're only 6 minutes into the game, but he's going to become a hit point heavy monster if all of this continues. Great aggression here, another potential kill even set up, and this is all coming because of that superior... Oh, that was a little bit of a missed jump, but it doesn't matter. We still have Genji dying. But this is all coming just because you have the superior experience. You know how to escort these waves in, how to get the extra XP. And this is exactly what they've been showcasing. Nothing Left is getting the first objective. They have a lead in experience from the get-go. And that means they have the earlier level 10. They can play way more aggressive. And they force Last Moment into super defensive postures here. And Last Moment can't really do anything. They grab the camp at least through the top lane, but that's all that they could do for now. And it's a horrible position for them to be in because they still don't have level 10. So everything on the map is getting grabbed by their opponent. David is in trouble. Here comes Maiev with a cage, and that's another kill for sure. They drop Rhaegar, and they're trying to get a second one against Blaze. Once again, instead it's Genji who dies first. They're still trying to make the play for Blaze himself, but that doesn't quite work out. It's still 2 kills, 7 against 1 in general, and this map control allows them to get another quick item right there. It is pretty brutal. Nothing Left. They might have underestimated their opponent a bit in game number 1, but you can already see that they're definitely not making that mistake again in game number 2, and they're coming out swinging here. They want to go to the semi-final. And with a 2.5 level lead, level 13 talents, and a massive, massive lead in items, it is looking more and more likely that they are going to eventually be able to get into that position. I mean, Nothing Left is one of the favorites to win this tournament, so they want to make sure that they get into Division S, and they are currently on a great way to do that. 3,600 hit points by now for Rexa. Just to give you a comparison, when we're talking about the front line right now, let's talk a little bit about Anubarak. Anubarak is currently sitting at 3,500 hit points roughly, so it doesn't really take too long, and well, actually Rexa has already overtaken him. So Rexa already more hit point heavy than Anubarak himself. Granted, Anubarak is not really the most hit point heavy hero, so he was always a bit more on the weaker side, but still, this is still pretty decent. 3 level lead now, still 7 kills against 1 without the level 13 talent and the 3 level stats disadvantage. There's little to nothing that Last Moment can do about that protector. So with the objective now spawning topside, this should be a shoe-in for Nothing Left and an easy grab. The question for me personally is just simply how exactly is Last Moment going to play this, because they are in a position where they are trying to get a kill somewhere, an isolation kill, but they just can't get hold of Bleakidney at this point. And they're starting to assemble at the top side because they're realizing they're not going to get level 13 either. But they can do just pretty much nothing here. They're already getting completely split just simply through those attacks that we're seeing with Rexa and Misha. Here comes the arrow and the engage on Rhaegar. Rhaegar gets into the bunker, doesn't even go for a panic ult here. Edgar survives with Genji, but DAB wants the kill, tries to go in and drops him. Genji down. Here comes the Ancestral onto Garrosh, but the fight isn't over yet. Not by a long shot. Omar is about to fall here on Blaze. He turns around and at least tries to stop them from connecting with even more heroes, but even that is in vain. Down goes Liming. It's a triple kill again, and even without the objective, we're just seeing Nothing Left absolutely destroying here. Going full ham onto the fort at the top lane. The bottom and the middle have already been eliminated, so all that's left after this are the keeps, and Nothing Left are looking at another protector here for sure. They can take the camps too. This is just absolutely brutal. It's a 2 talent advantage for just a few seconds, but it's still 2 talents ahead, and even after the 13 drops into the hands of Last Moment, there's still the 16 talent advantage that we're seeing for Nothing Left. It's 10 kills against 1, and Last Moment, they are currently just simply seeing the limits of their play here. Again, I would have loved to see them in more tournaments than only the last one, and I think this was already a pretty impressive run considering that this is the first time that they play in the Division as qualifiers. They made it already through to the quarterfinal, but at this point it would it would require an incredible miracle for them to make a play here. Li Ming gets hit by the long distance arrow. Lutze is on the run but gets taken out. The protector drops him and they're trying to make the play for a man now too. Great job by David, just barely saving him, throwing him back to safety. But David himself now low, survives. But I can tell you one thing, that keep is not surviving. No chance of that happening. And they're making the play for the core apparently. They're looking at it. Li Ming is down and they already dropped the turret. They're trying to see if they can get another kill and make the play for the core itself. I think it's a bit unlikely. Well, to be honest, if they get the kill and they're trying right now, then they might be able to make the play here. The taunt is in. They go for Maiev, but the Vault of the Warden dodge against the stun. Elta is already low and Blaze is dead. Rhaegar is about to fall. Needs to be careful here. And Genji, oh my god, survives with 70 HP. With all of them so low, nobody can really defend the core right now. There's still 5 healthy heroes of nothing left as they are going in and they are trying to make this the quick 2-0 that they were hoping for, and it looks like nobody can stop them. 10% on the core, and this is game as nothing left moves on to the semi-final of the final Division S qualifier.